Okay, so welcome everyone, and thanks for being here for the first session of the Adelphi Student Scholars Talks, sponsored by the Senate Committee for Admission and Retention. And I am here with three Adelphi student scholars, Gabriella, Eleni, and Andrew. And why don't we start by you guys introducing yourselves a little bit. Gabi, you want to go first?
Okay. So I am a junior math major in the STEP program for adolescent education, and I also have a minor in computer science.
Okay, Eleni?
I'm also a junior in the Math BS program, also in the 4+1 program with a statistics track, and I'm also in the Honors College at Adelphi.
Okay, and Andrew?
I'm a sophomore mathematics major in the BS program, and I'm planning to enroll in the 4+1 program in the applied math and statistics track.
So you guys are here because beyond being fabulous Adelphi students, you're also doing some very important research. Can you guys tell me a little bit about the research that you do?
So the research that we've been doing is primarily involving the modeling of carcinogenesis using what we call the Armitage-Dahl model. Now, Armitage-Dahl model was essentially a model that was derived in the last century, wherein we looked at the stages of cancer using exponential modeling. And our current research more or less uses what we call hypergraphs. In hypergraphs, we basically take into account the possibility of not there being just one path to obtaining cancer in itself, but there being multiple paths to obtaining cancer.
Cool. So you said carcinogenesis, and could you guys explain a little bit about what carcinogenesis is and why it's important to study it?
So essentially what we've been doing is, in terms of carcinogenesis, is essentially cancer and looking at different paths to cancer. And what more specifically, we've also been looking at how to model different types of cancer, different effects on that.
I guess something that I've enjoyed about it is it's a new experience, and we're all learning something different. We're all kind of exploring different paths in mathematics, because a lot of times when you think of math, you don't think, oh, I'm going to do research in carcinogenesis. So I think that's really interesting that we're exploring that different path. It's also pretty cool because we've all become pretty good friends from this experience. So it's kind of like we've all gained a little family.
That's great. And Andrew, can you add to that something that's happened because of this experience that you don't think would have happened otherwise?
I definitely think with this research, it definitely has helped me be a little bit more open to doing applied mathematics. When I came into college, I was just doing primarily pure mathematics. But I do feel like with this research in carcinogenesis, which is an interesting study, an interesting topic, I think it definitely does help me want to do something in applied mathematics. I'm trying to look into seeing if I can just do carcinogenesis or something even more than in applied mathematics.
Well, I guess saying all the different conferences that we've been to so far has really been an amazing experience for all of us, because we've got to meet other student mathematicians and other professors from other universities that we never would have before. So just meeting them is pretty awesome. And then also from research, I was able to get a grant for a fellowship to continue working on research this summer.
That's great. Gabi, would you tell me a little bit about the conferences that you've been to?
So we went to the MAA conference in, I think we went in November. Yeah, we went in November, and that was pretty cool. We did a talk at that one. So that was a new experience for all of us. It was the first time any of us gave a talk in front of a crowd, especially at a research conference. So it was a little nerve-wracking, but I think overall we did a pretty good job. And it was pretty cool to see the other talks going on and meet the other students. We also went to the JMM conference in Denver in January. And so that was the first time that we all went to a conference out of the state. And we got to kind of go off on our own, meet different people from different parts of the state, right? We're able to learn different things that we normally wouldn't see in a math conference, but they were still fit in somehow. And we presented at the poster session. So we were able to see all the other posters that the undergrads put together.
I would definitely say to just dive into it, because it definitely gives you a whole different perspective of the college or university experience that I think that not enough students are able to obtain. So I think if you do get the opportunity to, you definitely should.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything specific about doing research at Adelphi that you think is nice, or can you talk a little bit about the types of mentoring that you got maybe outside of this research experience because of Adelphi, or anything like that?
I definitely would say it does help out. Like Adelphi is a relatively small school compared to let's say Western Carolina University, or Stony Brook, wherein you have a bunch of people you can meet. Whereas in Adelphi, the community is small. You definitely get to make friendships while you're doing research. I think that definitely helps out a lot when doing research, because these aren't people that you work with just on research, and then when you're done with research, it's done and goodbye. No, with people at Adelphi, even if research was quote unquote done, you can still be friends with them. You can still make connections and even do a lot more research with them.